Okay, Pat Simmons Jr. Gosh, Pat, you have been so super, super duper busy. I cannot believe what you've been up to. Every time I'm turning around on Facebook, I'm seeing your mom post something about you. And she does some good posts, I have to say. Your child is just absolutely gorgeous. I remember seeing him as a baby, and now he's stealing everyone's heart on Facebook because he's so cute. My gosh, he's a rock and roller already, isn't he?
Sure is, mahalo.
It's true. My gosh, how old is he now?
My son is almost 2.5. He just turned 2 at the end of August.
He's 2.5 already? Wow. That's fantastic. Well, people may not know your story. I don't know if they do or not. I mean, we all know you're Pat Simmons' son and Chris Simmons' son, and Chris is a hero of mine. She's, just like this amazing superwoman, and your dad's a super guy, and probably the nicest people on Maui. Well, I'm going to get in trouble saying that,
thank
but
you.
I just think they're awesome, right? And you, people kind of followed as well growing up, but then you've been playing with your dad, and you even went out on tour with your dad, right?
For sure. I mean, I grew up. Aside from growing up on tour, my dad and I just did a couple shows at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. We sold out the McCoy studio.
You did?
And played a couple nights in a row.
And you had some special guests.
We had some special guests. We had one of the Doobie Brothers came out, John McPhee. He came and played the slide guitar for us, and we got to perform my record live as it is on the record, called This Mountain, the record.
It's
and
such a beautiful CD.
Hutch Hutchinson on bass. And
Hutch
and then,
came in. Oh.
Marty Farah on drums. He was Joe Walsh's and Glenn Fry's drummer for a long time. And then we had Dave Mason and Gretchen Rhodes come and sit in with us as well.
I love them both. Gretchen sang a song on my CD, Practicing Aloha, that I just love. And that was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
But no, I knew she was going to be awesome, and she's just gotten better and better, and she's touring with Dave Mason. I've got Dave coming in tomorrow to do a show with me. Because you know what he's going to be doing?
What's he doing?
He's going to do a blues cruise.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
He's going out with Justin Haywood of the Moody Blues.
Wow.
And they're going to do a cruise in February down to the Bahamas. But no, you're a hero of ours. So conscious of the environment. And a lot of that you can hear on your CD, This Mountain.
Thank you.
Which was inspired a lot by that. And your life was inspired because you were actually talking about that issue when you met your wife, right? And
for sure. And I just want to point out too another thing. A lot of people know this about me already who are my friends, but I'm a big advocate for health and organic living.
Well, you had cancer and you overcame it.
I'm a chemotherapy and cancer survivor, and I actually brought you a little surprise here today just to make it for some laughs, but really to educate people.
Now you've got my curiosity. Okay. I don't know. Is it cannabis? No. I just like, what is that going to be? Oh my gosh, what is this?
I brought a big. Nobody can see this right now, but I brought a big coconut on the table here. I brought a coconut in with me to the radio station today. And I wanted to just remind everybody this amazing food we have on the islands called a coconut. And people who live here and kind of overlook it, I think sometimes. But as a cancer survivor and organic health advocate, I like to drink coconuts every day. And it's an amazing resource we have here in Maui. In all the Hawaiian Islands, we have coconuts.
Well, I'm putting you on Facebook Live so people can see it, just so they can do it. And I'm going to move a microphone here this coconut. I mean, I know coconut. I love coconuts, but my gosh, this is one big coconut. I mean, that's one of the biggest coconuts I've ever seen.
For sure, and the coconuts are abundant here in the islands, and for really helping to cleanse our bodies and be healthy, drinking coconuts is one of the most amazing things for our bodies. And like I said, as a cancer survivor, someone who went through chemotherapy, and it's a pretty harsh treatment. The coconut water is really good for our blood and cleansing our blood, and I've even got a tune that I'd be happy to share with you at some point here.
No, let's do this. Yeah,
but I also wanted to just say, I've got a band I just put together recently. We're playing a bunch of shows over here in January, and my bandmates are also really into eating well and growing their own food, and that's a kind of a theme in my life, and it's really special to share the stage with guys who live in that same passion, because it's not every day you get to sit on stage and sing songs with these guys that are, sharing the same values. Really,
well,
we're like a family. So.
You're out you do the farming. You're out there working the land. You're out there daily, aren't you? In your backyard.
For the most part, lately I've been putting the farming on the back burner a little bit lately, just to focus on my music. But I'm still a passionate organic food eater. Obviously, we all eat food, and I choose to eat fresh food from the land, and I try to purchase things in minimal plastic. And lately, I've been on kind of a plastic fast, you could call it.
Oh, very good. I like it.
Coconut is a part of my daily routine, is just drinking coconuts, and that's another thing. A part of my music, I like to bring education in my music, and inspire people about the land and the Āina, that it can feed us and sustain us, and that's how I'm raising my family.
Well, I think it's wonderful, and the family is so beautiful. When you did these gigs, the first gig sold out, you and your dad.
For sure, yeah.
And then you got the all-star cast in there, and it must have been just an amazing feeling to be able to get up with the whole Ohana, getting some hearts, the old Ohana up there performing, and it's got to be an amazing feeling for you and your father to bring that energy for the community out.
For sure, and it was just so fun to share the stage with these amazing musicians like Dave Mason, who's just been, kind of a local legend lately since he moved here, and really special to have his presence on the stage. And
oh yeah. Did you do any of his songs?
We did a couple of his tunes. We did "Feeling All Right," which is an amazing tune. Then we did a blues tune that he brought, and that's been, like I said, it's been special to share the stage with these guys lately, and also my father. And my dad's not necessarily going to be on island this next stretch of gigs that I'm doing with my new band here. We're hoping to have him sit in on one of the gigs coming up, and I think at the beginning of February he's going to maybe sit in, hopefully with us. But
well, I heard there's a new CD coming out, the Doobie Brothers. I heard that there's a new CD in the works, right?
I think so. I think he's going to L.A. Pretty soon to rehearse and to also work on some recording and some writing for the new Doobie Brothers album, for sure. And I'm actually in the same process, so my band is coming here next week. Just a trio. I'm playing with two guys. The bass player's name is Sam Fry, and the drummer's name is Adam Fry. They're cousins. And they live on an organic farm in Mendocino, California.
Oh, I love it.
And they're farmers themselves. You may have heard of the Fry Vineyards, Fry Winery.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Organic wine, one of the first certified organic wineries in the country. That's their family land. They've been farming there, so they come from an agricultural family as well. So we're kind of combining forces and doing our thing together, and they're amazing musicians too. So anybody who's out there on the island who wants to come hear us, we're playing at Charlie's on January 19th coming up. That's a Saturday.
That's pretty soon.
A Saturday.
That's the Saturday after next.
And a really good friend of mine named Ize Goodfriend from Huelo, from Haiku, he's going to open for us. He's an amazing folk singer. He's a local boy here. If you haven't heard Ize Goodfriend, come and check it out. January 19th at Charlie's, 8:30 p.m. He's going to open for us. And we've got a string of other dates. We'll have one in Kipahulu and Hana side. We're going to play at the Kalena Triangle, which is part of the Kipahulu Ohana nonprofit, organic farmers out there. All the dates are on my website, patsimmonsjr.com, on Instagram and Facebook as well. And then we're playing one really special show at the Temple of Peace in Haiku on February 1st, which is one of our later shows. But the first one is January 19th. It's a Saturday, 8:30 p.m. coming up. Just $10 at the door for all these gigs. So I'm trying to keep it low for for the Ohana.
That's a great price.
And it's just a trio. We're playing a lot of my original material and some covers and some traditional songs that we throw in as well. So.
Well, I have to say you've gotten really good at this, because you know what? I could just go and talk story with you all day long, but I am impressed that you got in your gigs there. You got in the dates of the gigs, and I mean, yay on you!
Thank you.
That's something it takes a while to learn, and so I'm impressed. You've been learning a lot, because
I've been my own promoter. I'm my own manager. I'm not nobody's. I don't have a booking agent or anything yet. Not yet. Hopefully, hopefully soon. But so I'm doing all my own booking.
Your kid's going to have to be your booking agent. I tell you, the kid's going to grow up and manage you. I think
my wife is good at keeping me on track with our calendar at home. Sticking to the calendar.
Yeah. So. No, I was impressed. I mean, you double confirmed and everything for the dates, and wow, I'm impressed. You've grown up.
And I just want to say, at the Kipahulu show, we're doing this show out in Hanaside that you can find out where on my website, but Justin Morris and Matt Delomo from the Brown Chicken Brown Cow String Band, they're doing their own duo. It's Justin Morris and Matt Delomo. They're going to open for us in Kipahulu. And then a local little jam band called Avale Moi is going to open for us at the Temple of Peace in Haiku on the 1st of February.
So you're pretty busy. The 19th on through February 1st.
19th January at Charlie's, February 1st at Temple of Peace in Haiku, and then 28th of January at the Kalena Triangle in Kipahulu on the Hana side. And like I said, all the dates are on my website, just patsimmonsjr.com. If you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can get the dates quicker that way as well. And it's going to be fun for me to stretch out my electric guitar playing, as I like to play electric a lot, and we get into some blues and some real kind of more rock stuff, which is kind of newer for the community to hear from me, because I've been
You've been doing acoustic for a while.
Mostly acoustic solo thing for so long, but we still throw in that vibe because, my buddies are kind of country boys, so they know that bluegrass feel, so we're doing all kinds of stuff. So it kind of gives
you, it lets you kind of stretch out to the other side, the rock side of you.
For sure, which, I grew up playing a lot of roots reggae music, too. Even though I'm a white boy here, I grew up listening to reggae music, and Bob Marley was like my number one inspiration, so we're going to throw a few of those kind of tunes in there, and it's just a trio, so we're going to keep it real simple, but we're bringing the mana, too. We're bringing our own energy and our own intentions and stories into the music, and not just a rock band. We have our own unique lives that we live, and we like to share those stories on stage, too, through our music.
You're getting hearts and love and a thumbs up. So, now, you got a lot of people who do know you and love you and know your story, which is an amazing story. And it's a success story, and it's a story that is, it's funny because it's so easy to get off-center, if you're doing music a lot of times. But instead, your whole life has been getting closer and closer to center. You've been getting more and more into, like you say, healthy eating, healthy living, healthy playing, family life, and doing good music, And I think it's an inspiration that you don't have to go off the tracks to be hip, and cool. In fact, it's better to, live healthy and do the music you love, and you work hard. You're out there doing gigs all the time. You're paying your dues.
Yeah, I was over at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center a few days ago when Willie Kay had his Blues Fest over there, and we were there. We unfortunately didn't get to jam with him because he had his issue right before we went on stage with him. But we've been blessed to share the stage with Willie on and off, and
but you played with your dad.
For sure. Yeah, and it's, like I said, it's been so fun to reconnect with my dad musically over the years, and to maintain that relationship that we have musically.
Alan Cole says hi. Alan.
All right, on
Kalani's Aloha. But no, it's got to be interesting when you do play with your father. I mean, your father is a legend, with the Doobies, and you do your thing, and you grew up with it, and a lot of kids rebel against it. And a lot of kids kind of go through this, like, I'm going to break away from my parents and do my own thing.
But I kind of did that too.
Did you? Well, you had to be when you were young, then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always played music, but when I was about 18 years old, I went to college in Washington State, in Olympia, Washington, in the Pacific Northwest, on the West Coast there, and I got a degree in ecology. That's where I really got inspired by the environmental studies, and I got to learn about the soil health and how to grow things and how the forest works, and really. What I learned really was how humans interact with the natural environment, and how we can either choose to destroy our environment or nourish it, and in turn nourish ourselves.
So did you figure out why people aren't more aware of their environment?
Well, I think that also comes down to how people are raised, and so that's one thing, is raising our kids close to nature and with respect for the natural world and a respect for our own health. Because the environment and our own health are one. We can't really separate that. And if our environment's healthy, for the most part, we're going to be healthy. So that's one thing I'm trying to instill in my child, is as he grows up, I want to teach him to help nourish his environment and not trash it, so that he can live a healthy lifestyle. And we're planting fruit trees, and we're planting trees that he and his kids can eat from generations from now. And like, I have fruit trees my dad planted 20 years ago that I'm eating from now, including some of these coconuts where these came from.
Big master coconut. No, I saw a post where you said that was your goal, and you were in the post planting a tree. Mm-hmm. And this is such a wonderful gift, that really you can offer. Mm-hmm. And it's a great thing for people to do. You may not make it every day. You might, but if you even plant one tree a week, what a difference it would make, And that's an interesting, good segue. I want to just, if I can, I'd love to share one quick tune with you guys on my ukulele that I brought with me. But I want to just share a brief story. 1 year ago today, I had a New Year's resolution of planting one tree a day for 31 days. And so I chose all these different fruit trees and native trees and exotic fruit trees, and planted one tree a day for January of 2018. And the very first tree that we planted was a coconut tree. And my whole family, we all got together around this coconut tree that we planted on New Year's Day.
and had a little blessing ceremony with the tree. My son was there, my parents were there, and my dad had a little blessing for the tree, and he named the tree the Malu tree after my son Malu.
Oh.
And he said, this is the Malu tree, and so now we visit that tree, you know, every week and go water it here and there and fertilize it and whatnot. And I wrote a song about the tree, and it's called the Malu tree.
Oh, wonderful. How's the tree doing?
It's doing good. It's almost as tall as me now.
Seriously?
In 1 year.
Wow. Isn't that exciting? So, I mean, you do see the growth connection, right?
For sure, yeah. I mean, most of the fruit trees that I planted 1 year ago in January 2018 are now as big as me in 1 year. So,
isn't that wonderful to see? That's beautiful. Okay, we want to hear the song.
I'll get my ukulele here.
And get the ukulele out. Pat Simmons doing amazing work, really. Pat Simmons Jr. has super gigs coming up, and we want you all to get involved and get out there to see him at Charlie's on the 19th. I'm going to focus on the coconut here on Facebook. I'm on Facebook Live at Cindy Paulos if you want to see Pat playing this song as well. Oh, and I like your T-shirt, Just Be. Oh, I like that. Just Be kindness, grace, tenderness. That's the Aloha one. Okay, now we've got your front. Okay. What are you playing here? Mele ukulele, locally made. Okay, let me get two. Why don't you get in here and then we'll bring both mics over. You can
Cool. I actually went to school. I actually went to school with the with one of the sons of the makers of Mele ukulele.
They do good stuff. What I got a mahogany one and I've got a koa one. What kind of wood do you have on yours?
This is a koa one.
Do you like the koa one?
I do. I think it's a mixture.
Yeah. Okay, let me get a little picture of the ukulele here. Here's the ukulele. The Mele ukulele with koa wood. And this song is called The Malu Tree?
It's called The Malu Tree.
Okay.
New Year's Day, we planted a tree together to celebrate 2018. We chose a coconut, 'cause we all know just what they give. We know what they'll give. Coco, coconut, Niu, the tree of life. My son was just about 1 year old when we told him that this tree was for he and his friends and family to enjoy. And I fell in love in the shade of a coconut tree. Kamalu kaniu. And my son says, Coco, Coco, coconut, Niu, the tree of life. Go by in a blink. I said the years go by in a blink, and it don't take long to have coconuts to drink. So Coco, Coco, coconut, Niu, tree of life. My son says, Coco, Coco, coconut, Niu, the tree of life. It's the Malu tree. malu tree.
Ah, beautiful. You know what? Your voice has gotten really strong. No, really, truly, your voice has gotten even better. Your range and your strength.
Mahalo, thank you.
Sounds beautiful. I really love it.
So that's the malu tree, and obviously with my new band, we're playing it with the full band, sound, bass, and drums, and we're kind of a little more upbeat and danceable. So
well, it sounds like it's got a little Hawaiian thing, a little flavor in there. I can hear that, right?
For sure. So that's the malu tree. It's the original song. It's not recorded yet,
yeah.
But it's I'm in the process of recording it, and hopefully by this year sometime we'll have another one out, another record out.
That's good. Would you do it here in studios here? You're going to go?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah? And where do you record?
I've got a couple friends who record on the island, and we've got our own little thing in our garage. But
do you really have a studio garage?
A little bit. My dad and I have a little spot we record some stuff. But really, I've been working with the record that I recorded before was with Dave Russell, who recorded a bunch of Steely Dan's old stuff. He was George Benson's engineer for many years over in Lahaina. Walter Becker and those guys. So he's one of my go-to engineers for sure.
He is so cool, and he knows how to do it. He's good at mastering and mixing as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Dave if he's listening.
No, yeah. Say hi if you see him. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but the guy's a master. He is. It'd be wonderful. So, do you think you'll do the next one with your band, doing kind of electric and doing? Yeah,
it'll be more of a full band. My goal really for this next record is to be able to perform. To record what we can perform live, because my CD before is amazing, but it's not easy to get all those great players together to perform it live.
Well, give a little list of the people on it. You had Kaylee Rachel, you had Chris Christopherson,
Willie K on there as well. So these are great musicians, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to downplay my next record, but I do want to make it more performable. So that's my goal, is to have the guys that I'm recording with on the tour with us when we're performing it.
Yeah,
so.
And you can also record some stuff, 1 or 2 songs live.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen Barat says, yep, he's really gotten polished in the last couple of years. He sounds fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to any of my family who are listening right now, my wife or my parents. Aloha to you guys.
Oh, it is all ohana, and it's such a beautiful ohana that it's really, truly inspiring. And I think people don't understand how powerful that is to set an example like that. You're setting an example for your beautiful son, of course.
Thank you.
But for other people also, to realize that that's so powerful to do. And you're still really young.
Yeah, I just turned 28.
It's like you're still just in the hitting your stride.
And I've been only 5 years cancer-free. Actually, coming up on January 28th, which is actually the date of our Kipahulu Hana gig out in the Kalena Triangle. That date, January 28th, was my last chemotherapy treatment 5 years ago.
I don't think anyone might understand unless they've had a friend or they've gone through that experience, knows how powerful that's ingrained in your whole being, and that there is this amazing power in knowing you came to that point when you were free of it, and you do need to recognize it and celebrate it. And here's to all the people going through it still.
For sure.
There's people out there.
Willie K being one of them, who's going through cancer right now as well. And I just want to say, too, the coconut has been one of my greatest teachers. I've loved getting back into drinking many coconuts a day, as many as I can.
Seriously? Wow.
I've had like 4 today already.
Seriously?
But
and you take the real thing, and there is a difference between buying the stuff. A lot of the stuff has sugar in it.
For sure. If you're going to drink coconuts, anybody out there who's listening right now, if you're going to drink coconuts, get the real deal. Yep. You can even buy jars of it that are fresh from the coconut. If you come to the Upcountry Farmers Market on Saturdays behind Long's in Pukolani, right near Kamehameha Schools up in Pukolani, there's this amazing farmers market called the Upcountry Farmers Market. You can look it up online. And my buddy, Coconut Willie, who's a pro surfer, I'll give a shout out to my friend who sells coconuts up there. He's providing fresh coconuts that he harvests every week up there. You can buy jars of it fresh from him, or just take the nuts home yourself. And it's so easy if you just find out how to open them. That's the trick.
Oh, we won't ask you to do that here. You bring your machete?
There's a couple different ways. It depends on the age of the coconut, obviously. But you can buy fresh glass jars full of coconut water from my friend Coconut Will. Will Hunt, who's also a pro surfer up there. He sells his coconuts every Saturday at the Upcountry Farmers Market. Find out where people are selling them and buy them. It's an investment in your health.
So good, too. I mean, it is. It's pure. It tastes like pure aloha.
For sure.
Doesn't it?
And when I was coming out of my chemotherapy experience, coconut was one of my greatest healers, because the blood and the veins get affected from the chemicals from chemotherapy, and the coconut is one of the #1 blood cleansers in the world.
Really?
And we have them growing here right in our backyards in Hawaii. So we have a superfood, healthy natural healing remedy for anything that deals with the blood or any kind of acidity in the body. Coconut is amazing for that. And aside from being a musician, I'm also an advocate for healthy living and organic food and all that. So
you're our poster boy, Pat.
Mahalo. I'm just sharing. This is just all natural to me. I've been doing this my whole life, so it's not anything new really for me. I'm just trying to share it now.
Well, we're just about out of time, so I'm going to wind up my Facebook. But in the last minute, will you let people know again your website and where they can go for all the information?
Yep, you can follow me. The best thing to do is to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, Pat Simmons Jr. That's Pat Simmons Jr. You can find me on there, or my homepage, which is Pat Simmons Jr. PatSimmonsJr.com. And I'm always updating my Facebook and Instagram with all these updates and shows and all that. But you can find the dates on my website. And I'll just say it again, it's January 19th coming up at Charlie's, Saturday. And then the show in Kipahulu is a Monday, 28th of January. And then there's another show at Temple of Peace in Haiku, February 1st. All ages except for the Charlie's show, just $10 at the door.
Pat Simmons goes electric. Yay.
Mahalo. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you. It's wonderful seeing you. It's great being here. And everyone, a very, very good aloha. Thanks for listening.
Aloha.